Are you up and running or what?
Yeah.
Hello, Gun Nation.
Hello, everybody.
We got one watching.
That's probably me.
Probably. It's a quiet room.
There we go. It just kicked on. That's weird. It kicked on twice.
Philip Harper. What's up, Philip?
Hello in the house. All right. Yep, we got Philip.
John, what's going on, brother?
Hey there, Mr. Sean.
Move this over here so I can see. There we go.
Perfect. We got
How you guys doing this evening? There's 1776.
Yay!
That guy owes me $20.
Yeah, he's a bastard.
I know, right? I'll never see that 20. We got 11 on. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
What's up, Logan?
Logan O'Rourke.
Mr. Jeff, Mr. Logan.
I'll let everybody congregate for a moment or two. Yeah, the Florida heat, I'm sure it's pretty toasty. We're getting heat just about everywhere right now.
Not here, man. Today it was about 75. Nice breeze. Beautiful.
Nice.
Wow.
Take that.
It's warm. And uh-oh, there's Wicked.
Oh, Wicked. Oh, Wicked. What's up, Pops?
Wicked and Pops.
Big Daddy, Josh, how's everybody doing? Landrick, what's going on?
You would think by now all that crap up Wicked's ass would just fall out.
There's a lot there, you know.
And then I already got Sean telling me I suck. Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Good times.
Way to start the show.
What's up, Paul?
I at least expect that from Wicked.
Just drop the
Ray.
CZ.
Ray Cole has arrived, so I think that means we need to start.
All right, fair enough. Nicely done, guys. So tonight we don't really have a specific topic. This is kind of a viewer's choice this evening. So start thinking of things you guys want to talk about and what you guys are interested in, and we'll do the same for sure.
Well, actually, we do have a topic.
Do we? What's our topic?
Yeah, my new gun cases.
All right. Oh, okay.
I'm not scared. Okay, now this goes out to all. Hey, there's Humble. This goes out to all the people in the chat. Okay. Now, when you're buying stuff, if you find a good deal, do you buy it? If it's a really good deal, do you buy it or do you pass on it?
Ooh, that's a good topic.
Depends what it is.
Okay, if it's gun related and it's a really great deal and you know you can use it, would you buy it?
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm going to say maybe, but I don't know.
Okay.
I definitely
Anyway.
I got a standard, man. I got standards.
Okay. Well, I don't, and I'm totally secure. Here's what I picked up.
Look at Pop's standard.
Okay. Now, what these are is they're gun cases, but they're extra large and a large. Because a lot of those big-ass guns, they won't fit in a normal case. And these things are like $15, and I got them for $3.88 each. So, and they're great. They're really cushy and everything. So would y'all buy them just to store something in? Or would you have passed?
Do they match your purse?
Hang on. Big Daddy says they're Vera Bradley's. Ray Cole says date night at the range. Wicked says, what the hell? I got these actually for Wicked.
That's awesome. Wicked, those are for your Glock 19s, brother.
And then Pops has them for his wife. But here's the deal, guys. You know, you wouldn't buy those. What the hell's wrong with me? But, I mean, shit, you're just putting a gun in it, throwing it in the safe, and then chunk it in a bag. You know, that's it. I can spray paint them. I can do whatever I want, but I'm totally secure in my manliness that I don't have to worry about it.
So Landrick brings up a good point. I mean, we've all been at the toy store, the gun shop, whatever you want to call it, and you see some sort of impulse buy, whether it's a firearm or some magazines. I do that with magazines from time to time. I'll walk by, and if they've got some magazines for a pretty decent price, and I've got that type of gun or whatever, I might pick that sort of thing up. I'm sort of bad about impulse gun buys, and I'm trying not to do that quite as much anymore, but that's where I struggle a little bit. I'll see something that just catches my eye, it looks cool, and I think, man, I'll never see it again. I have to have it. So try not to do that. But yeah, I think we all do impulse buys.
Mateo's in the house. But yeah, hell, for $3.99 to throw a gun in and keep it protected, I'm in. I don't care.
Red and black.
Yeah. He said, who cares what other people think? And I kind of agree with that. No, I was seeing if you could turn them inside out and zip them up, but it won't work.
It's up to you, Legs. I lost a year.
All right, we actually did have a question. Let's see here. How about methods of selling guns?
Yeah, methods of selling guns.
That's a good question.
In an alley in a trunk.
Yeah, that's where Obama sells his guns. You know, I mean, as far as selling guns, you know, and in Texas, and I know other states too, you know, you can do private gun sales, individuals. Whenever I've sold a gun to an individual, I definitely type up a bill of sale, and I do get their driver's license number, preferably a CHL if they do have one. And I just print out a bill of sale because I'm releasing that serial number out of my name into their name. And, you know, I write down their license number, you know, driver's license number or their CHL number and everything. And, you know, because if it's an honest buyer, he's not going to have a problem giving you that information. If it's somebody that's shady, I won't even sell it to him. That's just what I do.
Well, up here in New York, we have rules. So unfortunately, we have to go through an FFL to sell any gun, pistol, or long rifle. So basically, I usually use Arms List when I can. Most of the time, it's bullshit. And I've gotten lucky. Actually, I've sold a lot of guns through Arms List, but I have to go through the FFL anytime I do that. So, I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, it kind of sucks, but, you know, I guess that's the way of keeping everybody honest and safe.
We're liberal in Kansas for sure. Mateo, we're a lot like you guys. I typically go to, you know, a local gun shop or Bass Pro or whatever, and make the deal. And typically, I want a Kansas concealed carry. That's kind of my assurance that the person's not a total crazy person. But generally speaking, I mean, Kansas doesn't require any sort of bill of sale or paperwork or anything like that. You can't go across state line, and we're right here in Kansas City, so you have to be careful of that. You get a lot of people from Missouri wanting to buy guns from guys in Kansas and vice versa, so you have to do a little bit of homework. But generally speaking, once you weed the crazy people out, I mean, that's pretty much it. Arms List works for me. I occasionally get those response emails that have been constructed in crazy sentences, and you know it's either generated or somebody who doesn't really speak English that's writing those. But generally, Arms List works for me.
Yeah. Wicked City tell me to pound sand.
Well, here we go.
Oh boy. Still doing it?
Nope.
That's weird.
Because you stopped yelling.
Wicked City would tell me to pound sand, but you know, that's just what I've done. And I mean, the people that I've dealt with haven't had any issue with it. He said he didn't want to CZ, so there. No, I have other guns, trust me. Yeah, and I mean, I've done some weird,
I'm just messing around with thing.
Okay, I've done some, you know, hell sales in parking lots and all kinds of stuff. I know that Mateo said that he sold in parking lots and stuff like that, and I've met people weird places.
So, yeah, this is great chat, guys. So I'm gonna move the topic forward if that's all right with you guys. Wow. Let's talk about this fucker right here. Let's talk about this. I want to talk about this. Don't roll your eyes at me, Big Jonson. Okay?
Oh, we're going to talk about your goatee.
I think Wicked's the one rolling his eyes.
All right. Well, fuck it. I don't want to talk about that anymore then.
What were you going to say?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to offend Big Jonson with the PPQ talk.
No.
Say it.
You mean P10?
Let's talk about, yeah, whatever. Shut up. Let's talk about the 320. Can we talk about this one?
Sweet.
You can talk about any of them, dude. That's fine.
No, I don't want to bother Wicked, because Wicked gets mad when we bring up CZ. So we're going to talk SIG. Let's talk SIG. Okay. So I shot this thing today with that new Apex, like sort of curved trigger. And I got to say, man, I really like it. Very nice, very smooth. Reset is a lot better than on the stock. Weight-wise, it felt lighter than what I thought it would feel. And the gun is really, really, in my opinion, superb with that little addition. And I think it cost me like maybe $60. And so, you know, if you guys are looking for something to do with your 320s, you might want to look at that, you know, the new Apex trigger. They make them in flat and curved. But the curved one I just like a little bit better. It's kind of reminiscent of that, you know, I guess you could say almost the Omega trigger, because it's not flat, but it's not super curve on there. So it just makes the gun feel a lot better shooting. Love it. I absolutely love it.
So does it actually feel any different? I mean, it's supposed to be a little lighter, I get, but does it actually feel different? Is it still that same kind of kerthunk?
No, not at all. The take-up on this is a lot smoother. The reset is a lot, and I don't know, it's just my opinion, but the reset even feels shorter. And just the take-up and everything, the take-up, in my opinion, is also less. And it just seems to be running a little bit smoother than the stock trigger. And I was very impressed with it. I really have to say, because I haven't shot the 320 in forever. And I took it out today, and I have to say I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, I told you it was an amazing gun. And when you had your old one, you were like, and I said, just get the Apex trigger. And granted, mine is not the new advanced one, but mine's still really great trigger. Yeah. And it really changes the whole type of the way the gun shoots.
Yep. Definitely have to say it's a big improvement.
Wicked says that you have some dried ice cream on your chin.
Yeah. Well, it's called old age, Wicked. Catching up.
That's old. No, this is old age right here.
Catching up.
So, but yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the 320. You know how I feel about it. I think it's a great pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm really liking the PPQ. The only thing is, man, my big old monkey hands keep hitting the damn slide release, and I can't get slide to lock back unless I throw the thumb way the hell out there. I hit it every damn time.
Right.
I'm telling you, hang the thumb completely off, so it's not even. It's just hanging out in the middle of space.
No, and I know. I mean, I know how to do it. It's just, you know, what I'm probably going to end up doing is just wrapping this thumb over this one. You know, and I've shot that way a couple of times too. But
Eli says just get a Glock.
Yeah, and Bald and Curious is saying that he's not old, he's ripe.
All right, Big Daddy was asking a question. Where the hell can he get a large grip module in whatever color? That's a great question, Big Daddy, on 320s. Now, I've been looking for an FDE medium for the compact, and they basically don't exist right now. Or if you can ever find one, somebody wants to charge $100 for it, which is just asinine as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. Supplies run out. I don't know where they are, if they're going to come back.
Yeah, Midway, at one time Midway had them, and you know, because I've got the OD green one, and of course mine came with the FDE, and I've got a black one somewhere. I don't even know where the black one is. But
now, I do have a real quick follow-up question for Big Daddy. Big Daddy, when you say a large grip module, are you talking large size or a full-size grip module?
Probably meaning a large, small, medium, and large, I would think.
Well, yeah, I don't want to assume, but probably. I have an FDE full-size medium grip that I don't use, so we can talk.
Yeah, and actually, Sean's right. Top Gun Supply used to have a lot of them.
Not anymore. They don't.
Okay. Can you carve one out of wood to fit your hand?
Yeah.
No, Pops can.
Okay, we do have a question. Ray's asking, Trijicon or True Glow?
Depends on which True Glow and what Trijicon.
Yeah, I mean, I like Trijicon, and I like the True Glow Pro. You know, I think it's whichever one, you know, and also depending on what gun you're going to put it on, I would think.
I have really gotten into Trijicon HDs. Now, I like True Glow, the TFX Pro. I'm a big fan of those. I like the fiber optic and the tritium combination. I think that's really nice, and it's not a novel idea. I think it's an idea with a good purpose, and very usable. But for whatever reason, right now I'm really enjoying Trijicon HDs. I like that high definition front sight and the really subtle, almost blacked out back sights. That seems to be working really well for me. The only bummer is Trijicon HDs are stupid expensive. I wish they were, you know, 30, 40 bucks less expensive. It'd be more palatable, but I think they're great sights.
But you know, the sights that I got from Meprolite, those are super nice. The what are they? The oh crap! What was the name of the Spartans?
I don't remember.
Which one are you talking about?
From remember the ones I put on my FNS where they kind of look like the HDs?
Those are Ameriglows, dude.
Ameriglows. I'm sorry, not Meprolite. I meant Ameriglows. Yeah, those are actually really nice sights, but they don't make them for every gun out there. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have different sights on just about every damn gun. I have TFX Pros. I've got Ameriglows. You know, manufactured night sights for CZ, for the SIG. I've got the big dots on the PPQ. They're all really good. I mean, I really am starting to really love this big dot setup. The only thing I would say on a PPQ, I wish I would have gotten the regular dot, not the big one. So I think on the other one, I might actually change out the TFX Pros and throw, you know, the regular dot on the front, because I do like them. I mean, they're extremely accurate, and they're just so easy to use. That's, I think, why I like them so much.
And I've got the HDs on this PPQ, and I really like them.
Really well. Logan was asking about the finish on your P320.
What about
it? What color it is?
Oh, the slide is what they call their FDE, but it's more of like a bronze than FDE. Although this looks a little different. I had one before this, and this one just seems a little bit more brown than the other one did. And then the actual grip module, I had Cerakoted Patriot Brown. So that's what it looks like. And this is what it came with. You can see there's a little bit of a difference there. And that's what I got on it. I also have an olive one that I was messing around with. I was stippling it, and it actually came out totally ghetto, but I don't really care. And you know, this is their OD green, supposedly, compared to Patriot Brown. I absolutely love the Patriot Brown look to it. So,
Big Daddy G is asking, what sights do you have on your P320? I think you have the stock SIG lights, don't you?
Yeah, the SIG lights, man, love them. They're excellent sights.
That's what I've got on mine, and I love them. They're really, really bright, and they work great. And if you don't have sights on them, I would highly recommend even the SIG. What are they? The X-rays or the?
Yeah, those look pretty cool.
Those are awesome. Those things are sweet on the Legion.
And then Fingerlights is asking, do we change our own sights or take them to the shop? You know, for me personally, I do them myself, but it depends on the difficulty of the gun. This Steyr I actually did myself, and those were the biggest pain in the asses to get out. I will never do it again. And then, you know, the PPQ is super easy. The Glocks that I've owned have always been easy. All my CZs I've done myself, but the only one I did not do was the VP9. That was the only one I haven't done myself.
I've done them in the past, but my gunsmith just does them for me at no charge. So I just take them to him. But the one, he has a really nice press. I mean, not like the ones you buy. It's actually a big press. And when he did my Sphinx, that thing was, he said, like freaking operation. I mean, I watched him do it, and it was a nightmare to get those things off. So I'm glad I didn't try to knock them off.
Real quick, Red and Black was asking if I had HDs on my PPSM2. I do not right now, but that is on the list. Absolutely. Some sort, whether they're HDs or maybe some Ameriglows, something other than the sights. They're the LE sights, so they glow and all that kind of stuff, and that's fine. And they look good. They pick up on the range really, really well. But for carry, they don't do any good. So they will be switched out, but not yet.
Yeah. No, there's so many different sites. I mean, what you need to do is hell, even if you went to like a gun store where they had used guns, you could probably look at a bunch of them, just see which ones you might like.
Yeah.
Because like some people don't like the TFX Pros because they say the front one's too small. Some people don't like the HDs because they say they're too big. So it's kind of what you like or what I know a lot of guys just grab a sight and they just stay with it through all their guns.
Right.
So it's, I like to try different sights. I'm like 17. I don't have the same sight on every single gun.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the TFX Pros is the orange in the front is just not bright enough. I definitely like the Trijicon HDs because of the brightness of that front sight. And I absolutely love Ameriglows. I mean, the iDot Pros I like because it's a very simple sight, very similar to the XS sights. Really like the XS sights, just wish they'd do something with that white in the front and just, make it a little bit brighter. I think if they did that, a lot of people would probably start turning over to that. And they're claiming they're going to be having some sights made for the P10 soon, that and the P07, so that should be pretty cool. And I think as soon as they have them, that's going to be on my P10.
These are going to show up.
I just like them quite a bit.
But there's the HDs, on a PPQ. And I mean, I really like them. They definitely are bright and stand out very well and easy to shoot with. But
Right. Another good brand, and we haven't talked about him yet, is excuse me, sorry, it's the booze for me as well, Red and Black. But Meprolite. Meprolite makes good sights. They're a little bit more basic. They're kind of a no-frill sight, but they've got tritium. And they last for, 10, 12 years, and they are not very expensive. In fact, a lot of Meprolites you can get on, maybe Amazon or whatever for really, really inexpensive, $60 or whatever.
60, $70.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So they're really good. And then Ray asked a question about fiber optic. Do they holster fine? Ray, I would say, yeah. Generally speaking, the one thing that I look for in fiber optic sights is to see if they've got some steel reinforcement. A good example that I like are True Glows, because they've got the steel that right up the sides. But then when you get into like Dawson Precision, that sort of thing, the steel kind of goes down under. So you've got steel in the front and the back of the sight, and then it's more open. So you kind of have to be careful. And every once in a while, a fiber optic rod may bust.
Yeah.
It's really easy to replace. It's not a big deal, but it's part of life.
But also a lot of them, on your competition guns, they don't have, they're not covered up, so they'll gather a lot of light too.
Right.
So, but I mean, I've holstered, some that I have, and I haven't had any problems with them. Now, of course, like Humble Marksman and those guys, they shoot with them in competition all the time, and I know that they've had to replace them here and there, but you just stick one in there and burn the ends, and you're done. So.
Hey, we've had a request.
Mr. Kaywood.
Okay, hey, Kaywood. We've had a request to talk about the P10. So 17, I think you need to talk about the P10. You could just do it.
I know Big Johnson's gonna be a little mad with this one, but
no, dude, I don't care. I'm just playing.
I did shoot this one today. I put about 300 rounds through it again, and I'm gonna put a video out on it because I want to milk the views. But there are some weird. I was talking to KS about this actually earlier, and I said the gun it's a great gun. I really like it. I have no, if you own this, you won't complain about anything. It's that good of a gun. But there's just some weird things about the gun still, even on this one. On the previous video I made about it, I talked about the mag release being easier. Forget about it. It's not any easier. Yeah, when it's empty, maybe, and even then, it's kind of a little sticky. But when I had a full mag in here, I was just removing the mag to test it out. I couldn't get the damn magazine out. I actually had to push the button and actually pull the magazine out physically to get it to release. So I don't know what that's about. By the way, the gun's empty, so, whatever. The other thing is, again, on the old one, I had a lot of issues trying to drop the slide with the slide lock. It's not the easiest, but it's a lot easier to do it on this one than it was the old one. The trigger on this one is friggin' stupid good. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You know, the take up on it is a little bit smoother, like I mentioned, and then it just breaks incredibly smooth. But the thing that's even better on this one than the first one is the reset is just, it's like barely moves your finger in the reset position. It's got to be one of the shortest resets I have on any gun. That includes the old PPQ. It's just, the trigger on this one is just friggin' ridiculous. That's all I can say about it. I mean, overall, shot great. I actually have a video of shooting this versus the PPQ and the 320, the last 30 rounds of the day. And I'm not going to tell you who came out on top, but I was surprised. But
Paradox wants to see the reset on your P10.
Okay, let me see. Let me reset this bad boy. Oh, shit, magazine. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. Here's the reset. Right.
Yeah, flip it around the other way.
Okay. So here's the reset. Can you see that?
Your meat hook's in the way. Okay, that's the way right there.
That's it right there. That's your reset. It's ridiculous. Super, super short.
Hey, Logan, to continue this on, Logan was asking about holster compatibility, and I know 1776 will have some opinions about this, as do I. What's up, Paradox? That I have found with really good quality, tight-fitting holsters, like that are inside the waistband, like they're light tuck, whatever, it is not compatible whatsoever. If it's a more loose tolerance holster, if it's like an Alien Gear where it's got the kind of fabric or neoprene on the back and then the Kydex on the front, it might fit a little bit better because there's more give. But with custom fitting holsters, I guess they don't fit. The CZ is just a little too big.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Hang on, 17. Ray wants to know if you got that from the GunGuy.com.
No, actually, I got this before the GunGuy.com was go. So, you know, but I will tell you, the GunGuy.com does have a black one in his shop, just so you know. So if you're interested, go to GunGuy.com. But anyway, going back to this, the holster thing, here's the Kydex holster for my Glock 19. So this is what CZ was claiming was going to fit all their P10s. Yeah, that ain't working.
No,
okay, doesn't work.
Yeah, sure.
The only thing that I found that actually worked, interestingly enough, if I have it out here, I do, is a Klinger leatherback. This is for PO7. Clicks in place, a little bit of wiggle, not by much though, and it covers the entire trigger guard. So the only thing I have right now is this one. None of the other holsters work. However, I do have a holster review coming up from Hidden Hybrid Holsters. They sent me one for this P10. Fits perfectly. It's awesome. Love it. And then, you know your boy at Mid-Atlantic Holsters, right, Mike? Oh, yes. Sorry. He's sending me one for this as well. So that should be pretty interesting.
Nice, cool. Nice. Yeah, CWB, you're saying that it's probably a newer model. There is definitely some speculation about the pre-production models. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that the physics of the gun makeup are different, but I'd say the internals have changed. That's a guess. I'm not trying to start any rumors. I don't know that for a fact, just so you know. But based on what people were saying in the beginning, and it could be they were saying exactly what they were experiencing in front of them, I feel like things have changed a little bit.
Okay, well, you know that I got a hold of that very first pre-release, and man, that thing was smooth as butter, and it had not been used. It was brand spanking new, and that thing was an incredible trigger. So, but when they had that delay, you know, a lot of people that got those test guns were saying that the trigger was too light and that it was too aggressive and all this other crap. And then they went into that 5-month delay, you know, so I don't know what the hell they did, because when the new ones came out and I went into the store and pulled the trigger, I'm like, this is not the trigger.
Right.
You know, so I don't know if, you know, now they've worked through it or they just didn't stamp them, you know, just perfectly or what. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad that they are better, because I mean, hell, like 2 weeks ago, I grabbed an FDE P10 because I was actually thinking about getting it. And the trigger, honestly, was freaking horrible. It was just pathetic. It was real gritty, and it felt like it was grinding on plastic. And I'm like, holy crap. I mean, it's just bad.
That's how the black one was. But as soon as I got this one and dry fired, I was like, it's night and day. This trigger just is a big improvement. There's a couple little quirks still though with that damn mag release. We'll see if that breaks in a little bit. But like I said, the slide release works now a little bit better. You know, somebody had asked a question on one of my videos about this thing, and I know Beretta 9mm actually brought this up, but if you look at this gun, whoop, wrong way. If you look at it, look at the space between the actual, the frame and the slide, man.
Well, I talked about that. Yeah, I talked about that on the very first, when I saw that one, I was like, wow, I could see the counter through the gun.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's no big deal, but I could see that.
Right. I guess we'll have to wait to see it through its torture test.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if it's really going to, you know, cause an issue or not.
It will not do. It will probably not do very well in the gauntlet. I have to say.
But you know, I mean, we've all seen those, and you know, all have our opinions on them. I mean, I would never put my gun through that personally. I don't think I'm going to be running and, you know, racing through the mud or whatever. But you know, hell, you never know.
So real quick to kind of change the subjects a little bit, a couple of questions out there. Vince Nguyen was asking about getting a concealed carry license for Kansas, has one for Virginia, but you need to start over. In terms of the process, I don't believe in the state of Kansas you can just migrate another license over, although you might want to check my facts on that. I think you do have to go through the full process. Now, you may not have to go through the class again. Again, check my facts on that. You might. Kansas and Missouri differ a little bit, but you'll definitely have to do all of the background check and the passport pictures and all that nonsense. So, good luck with that. It's a pain in the ass.
I'm just looking at the rails on the gun.
Yeah, and I guess that was a question. YouTubers getting free shit and never giving an honest critique or assholes. That's for sure. You know, I mean, I've been sent free shit. Y'all have been sent free shit. But I always give my honest opinion. And some of the free shit that I've been sent, you know, I open it up and look at it. And if, you know, like I've had some holsters, I can just stick my finger through the Kydex. I just box that shit up and send it back to them. I'm not even going to waste time doing a video on it. And I'm not here to blast a company. You know, I'm not here to say, oh my God, look what this company sent me. Here's their name. I'm not going to do that. But also, I'm damn sure not going to recommend it. You know, anything that I wouldn't carry, I'm not going to recommend to someone else.
Yeah, I got free stuff, but I've been lucky, man. I haven't really gotten anything that was crap. I mean, I just, you know, but then again, I don't get a lot of stuff either. I ask, and a lot of times I get told, you know, Pakistan, see ya.
Oh, yeah. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I've gotten exactly 2 free things. One holster from Vetter, which was great. It's a beautiful holster. Love it. Did a review on it. And then it was a Viper, the Vortex Viper. And I did a comparison with the Venom and the Viper Lost. I think Vortex. I mean, it's a beautiful product, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the Venom. So it was nice of them to send it to me. I paid for the other one, but it was just not as good.
Yeah. And I mean, I know there's people that, you know, say what they're going to say and, you know, trying to push products. But, you know, I mean, myself, and I hope other people as an educated consumer, you know, you're not going to, whatever some particular YouTuber says, you're not going to go, oh my God, if he says it, then it has to be the Bible. You know, I take that stuff with a grain of salt, and then I assume my own opinion on it and then, you know, address it that way. You know, I don't listen to anybody as far as, you know, I mean, I value people's opinion that I trust, put it that way.
Hey, there has been some conversation about 1911 9mm out there. Kaywood and Mateo and several people have been talking about that a little bit. And 1911 9mm are great, man. You got to find the right ones. Some are a little bit finicky, for sure. I've done several Springfields, and I know Springfield's not on everybody's A1 list right now, I suppose. But like the range officer and the EMPs, both the 3-inch and the 4-inch carry contour, they were top flight, man. They ran and they were perfect fits. I mean, they modeled the range officer after the TRP, so it is definitely built to run. I think you just have to, as with any gun, you have to be careful and do your homework and figure out which ones actually work and which ones don't. So, but 9mm are a lot of fun.
You know, but you have the old, you know, the old guys, and I'm an older guy too, but where it's 1911s have to be 45s. I think it's fine. Whatever you want to get, if you want to get a 9 or a 38 Super, even like Mateo said, or something to that effect, shoot what you like. It's no issue for me, and I've seen plenty of 1911s and 9mm and shot them too. I personally have never owned one. I've only owned 45s, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Or are we just going to watch you chew?
Yeah, man, I just burned some pizza, boy. Holy shit, did I burn it? I'm still going to eat it, though. Fuck it.
We got a question. We got a question also. And, the 1911, it's the 9mm and the 22 TCM. I can't remember who makes that. Rock Island, yeah. Have y'all ever shot one?
Nope.
Okay. Hello. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. Sorry, say it again.
Okay. Have you ever shot a Rock Island 9mm TSM or TCM 22?
No, not a TCM, and I would absolutely love to. That'd be a lot of fun. I've shot a Rock Island 9mm and 45, and they're great guns, but I really want to do the 22 TCM.
I shot one that was the 9mm and the TCM, and on this particular one, it was one of the earlier ones, and the TCM worked great, but when you switched it to a 9mm, it was a piece of crap. And a buddy of mine had it. He sent that thing in 3 times to have it fixed, and they finally ended up having, like, so I guess it was some sort of a recall. He ended up getting a whole new gun, and it was like a Gen 2 or an updated one. And after that, it worked. But the first one, he had all kinds of problems with it.
I hear lots of really good things about those. And maybe they're the newer generation. I don't really know, but I hear lots of nice things about them.
Yeah, this was this was right when they first came out.
They're expensive to reload. I would imagine. Aren't most neck down rounds pretty much a pain to reload? I know nothing of reloading, but
yeah, I don't either. So
that'd be like a 357 SIG or things like that. I hear that'd be a pain. Glockster 68, what's up, man?
Let's see here. Had the 2011 9mm TCM. Yeah, okay. I wonder if Mateo had any problems with his, because that was probably the year that my buddy's was. It was like an 11 or 12. But yeah, I think the TCM is a really cool round. I know they're expensive as hell, or they were. I haven't checked on them in a while.
Suat, you're talking about the G43. So looking for a double stack subcompact. I got a couple of recommendations for you, man. Glock 26. These things are awesome. Absolutely love them. Or the VP9 SK, absolutely fantastic as well. I've got some plans for both of these here pretty soon. But they're great firearms. If you want a little bit more capacity but still have that smaller frame, they're pretty great, man.
Now, which one do you carry?
Which one do I hate you so much.
I was fixing to ask the exact same thing.
I carry the SIG P320 X5 and an ankle carry. So
there you go.
No, I carry, and actually I saw this just a little while ago. So I've got to give a shout out to him. Glockster 68. The Walther PPS M2 is my usual daily carry. I do love that very much, but on several occasions now, I've carried the Glock 19. You'll be proud of me. I'm growing up finally.
Wow.
The other one eventually will drop, but carry the gun that you're comfortable with, and you're going to carry. This is the way I say it. So.
Next time I'm gonna have to step on your stomach so it pops out.
But don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, and CWB, and also, I really like, of course, mine doesn't have a stock trigger, but I really like my M&P 9C, which is, right there with the 26 as far as size. And of course, you can run the 12 round, you can run the 17 round in it with the X grip, or with the little X grip spacer. But I really love that gun. It's a great gun. It's a great shooting gun.
I've been carrying a PPS this week, but now that I went back to this 320, this bad boy is going to be getting carried for the rest of the week. Very, very happy with it.
Yeah, I carry my 320 all the time. I've just recently started carrying this 320 this PPQ, because I was doing those guide rod tests on it. And I mean, I really like the PPQ. It's a great pistol. But, you know, as of even to this day, it does not, you know, it hasn't surpassed the 320 in any way for me yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I really like it though. Oh yeah. And then I have seen, you know, Mateo's talking about the VP9, all those clones that are set to come out. You know, I've heard about that too. I know that Taurus has one, and there's somebody else that has one. Mateo, who's that other one that is supposed to? It's a very well known name. They're supposed to have one that looks like the VP9 coming out too. It's kind of like a PPQ. Like that looks like a PPQ and a VP9.
It's the new block.
What is it?
It's the new block.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the block? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know they had any VP9 clones at all. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. I can't remember who made the damn thing.
Taurus, I thought we were talking about guns.
Oh,
SARS Maz. That's what is it? That SAR Gen 2 that came out with looks pretty cool, but you know, it's still I won't carry it cocked and locked. I'd rather have a decocker on it.
Yeah. Wicked's talking about he's warming up to the G26, and he's also been fingering the P07. And I know that he did shoot the P07 a lot, and he was really giving it, you know, a run and stuff. So I guess he's revisiting it. But you know, I think the P07 is a great pistol. I mean, it's right there as far as size compatibility to the 320 also. You know, and it gives you the double strike, you know, or double action, single action. You know, if you like that, if you don't.
The thing I don't understand is, you know, I'm looking at a lot of the comments, and a lot of people are saying they went to a compact gun and got rid of the, you know, went away from the single stacks and everything. But the thing I don't understand is, you know, I don't see how you can't carry a gun of any size. I mean, you know, I know that certain people are very stubborn with the way they dress. You know, I know that like a guy like Wicked wears skinny jeans and really tight T-shirts so he can show his muscles off. But at the same time, I mean, for the average person, cargo shorts, button-down shirt, you can pretty much cover anything if you really put your mind to it. I mean, that's why I don't understand like why a lot of people wouldn't go out there and try to, you know, carry something a little bit bigger. You know, and if you say it's uncomfortable, well, make it comfortable, for God's sakes. It's a gun, you know. I mean, it's going to save your life if you ever need to.
Well, and like we've talked about before, you have to dress around the gun. You know, if you have the right holster and the right gun belt, you know, you can carry any gun you want. But some people just don't feel comfortable in carrying a larger pistol, you know. And, you know, like some people say, well, I'll appendix carry, or I carry it at the 3 o'clock. You know, if you try to move the gun around like to the 4:30, 4 o'clock position, it actually changes the whole way you can carry a gun that some people haven't considered. So, you know.
Apparently Rich is the guy who wears the skinny jeans and the tight shirts.
I've seen, you know,
I knew there was something shady about Rich. I knew it. I absolutely knew.
On his video, well, you know, he's resisting, so he won't give up those skinny jeans. But yeah, I mean, I've carried that full size urban carry or urban gray P09 with the threaded barrel and the suppressor sights. I've carried it many times. You know, you just got to dress around it.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, if you know, that's why there shouldn't be a limit as to what you can carry. I think everybody should go out there, obviously carry what you're comfortable with, but I think you should try it out. I think you should test it out and see it. You'd be surprised. I mean, even an outside the waistband holster, you can conceal very easily. A pancake style holster is very easy to conceal. So if you don't want to carry it inside the waistband because it's a bigger, thicker gun, well, then carry it outside the waistband, and I guarantee you'll be able to hide that bad boy.
Yeah, and Sean is talking about the Bigfoot gun belts, you know, and saying that he really likes them. And I know that, you know, we all, or a couple of us, have the $30 gun belts, you know, on eBay, and we really love those, and you can't beat $33 to your door. Yeah.
Now, I will say that $30 gun belt, you know, they have like that rawhide one or whatever it is, the natural leather. That one's good, but it's not as good as the other ones. You know, it's very sturdy, but not as sturdy as the other belts are.
Humble Marksman's asking if I'm going to carry my TSO. That's probably
is.
My Tactical Sport Orange. No, I mean, I've carried my SP01. I have carried it. But yeah, I don't think I'll carry the Tactical Sport Orange.
He's carrying it appendix style.
Yeah, no. Let's see here. Oh yeah, y'all did hear about the California issue, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
Which one?
About the new mags that was signed overnight.
What was that? What's that now?
One shot mag.
Anything over a 10-round mag has to be turned in.
Oh, it has to be turned in. Who's going to do that?
It was signed last night.
That's that scumbag Jerry Brown. That's why that whole state, man, is just, it's like its own little shithole country. It needs to just disappear. You know, they always talk about like splitting California into three different states. I think one was like Jefferson, another one was something else. That fucking place should just fall into the goddamn ocean. Be done. Well, and then this place I'm in right now, this place should go next, because the rules around here are just getting more and more ridiculous. More and more ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, I think that's ridiculous because, you know, and like what Humble's saying, there are a lot of competitive shooters there. There's, you know, there's a lot of people that agree with what we agree that just happen to live in California. And, you know, I hate that for them. But all of a sudden to just say, oh, turn in all your mags if they're over 10 rounds. Sorry, that wouldn't happen in my household.
What, you know, that shit, I'm telling you, what has to happen is people need to just say, nope, I'm not doing it. And if you want it, come and get it, and see how many of those sheriffs or whatever they have out there follow through with it. It's just, you know, it's ridiculous. I mean, it depends on the state, obviously, but you know, the state of California, it's libtard world. It really is.
Yeah. Sanctuary cities and all this other crap. Yep. We know how it is, or we're hearing how it is.
Pops, I might be down there in South Carolina too pretty soon. This shit keeps going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, you know, you got a open invitation to head out. Dirt Road's in the house.
What's up, Dirt?
Yeah, you know, FLP said he should have never left Texas. You know, that is one thing, and I mean, of course, I'm Texan and stuff, but you know, I know KS doesn't have that issue either. But you know, we don't have to deal with all that shit. You know, you know, it's just never. I know that shit would never fly here. You know, and our governor would see to that.
Oh, forget it. The governor up here is a friggin' mess. He's a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
He's running for president. Guarantee he's running for president. So don't vote Cuomo.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Wicked saying he's going to welcome me proper. I'm a little bit hesitant to figure out what that means with a fist. So it's either you're going to beat me up or you're going to shove that up my ass. Either one. I'm not into it. Either one of those. So.
Bend over, big fella. We had a question about belts. Not to prolong this too much, but did I see core belt or Next Tech? I've not heard of either one of those.
I got a Core Essentials belt. Very good belt, very thin, holds everything, and it's extremely fittable. So you know how you go and you weigh like 200 pounds, then you go to dinner and you weigh 240 pounds. The thing about the belt, it ratchets, so you can fix the ratchet, and it's very comfortable to wear. Very good belt.
That's what you call all the ladies' ratchets.
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming out with a tactical version of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about, because I like those belts. Those belts are very good.
Oh, Humble's still on here. Humble, I bought you something. Yeah, pound the thumbs up, all.
Yeah, damn it.
I agree.
Thumbs up this shit.
Yeah, and Mateo's right. You know, we all need a constitutional carry, period. And you know,
well, they're talking about another Supreme Court justice retiring, so that would give Trump 2. And it seems like he's rebounding nicely, especially with the CNN thing that's going on right now. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's. I think.
You know, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna talk about that stuff I was telling you about earlier in the week, where those 2 people from Tennessee who shot somebody and then kidnapped somebody, and then they made them their way up here. Those bastards were like supposedly about 15 minutes from my house where they were last seen, and they still can't find them. You know, they have no idea where they are. So like the past week, you know, people have been living in fear, and I'm walking around sitting here saying, what are you all afraid of? And they were like, well, what if they shoot me? Well, then you should have a gun, dumbass, because, you know, that's why I laugh at all these people when they have a problem and when they're afraid of something, they're the first people who say, who's going to save me? Yeah. But they're also the first people who condemn you for having the ability to save yourselves, which never made sense to me at all.
Well, it goes back to the sheeple. You know, they depend on the government, the police departments, and everything to protect them. hell, you're not carrying a ninja under one arm and a cop under the other arm. I mean, people need to also prepare to protect themselves and their families. You know, they can't, you know, oh, everybody's going to take care of me. That's not what it's about, you know?
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, and I've talked about this before too. You know, I know grown ass men that can't even change a freaking tire. And I'm like, really? You know, I'll be glad to teach you how, and those are the people, oh, I wouldn't carry a gun. Oh, hell no. And, you know, I've been on plenty of those golf tournaments and stuff and sat around and talked to some people from Canada and stuff like that. And, you know, I had my gun with me. I mean, they couldn't see it, but they're all like, oh, you know, where are you from? And I said, oh, I'm from Texas. And they're like, oh my God, all y'all just wag guns around in the streets and all this other stuff. You know, they have that opinion of us.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, who protects you and your family? Oh, the police do. I was like, so if somebody came up and knocked you in the head, is a cop going to be standing right there? No. You know, I mean, it's just a different opinion of how some of them interact and carry themselves.
Bald and Curious has made this comment twice about Philando Castile, that video where he was in his car and the cops shot him. You guys see that video?
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
That was out a couple of months ago, actually several months ago. But he was sitting in his passenger seat, and I guess his girl was driving, and the cop asked him to see his hands and his shit, all this other stuff, and the cop shot him and wound up killing him. So of course it was a big deal.
Right.
And you know, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough call. I mean, if I'm carrying my gun, a cop pulls me over, the first thing I'm saying to them is I have a concealed carry permit and I have a gun on me and it's loaded. Here's my permit. Here's where the gun is at, so that I don't get shot in the face, because that's no good for me.
You know, and I don't know how it is in y'all states, but in Texas, when you have a CHL, you know, or a license to carry, some people call them different things. You know, when the cop pulls you over and he gives you that 5 or 10 minutes before he gets out of the car, that's for you to have all your shit together. So you should have your driver's license, your CHL, and it's mandatory. He knows you have a CHL when he runs your license plate in Texas.
Right.
You can't hide it. So just have your driver's license, your CHL, hands on the steering wheel, have those up in the air, window down. You know, when he comes up, just be polite. I mean, I've been stopped 3 or 4 times, you know, and I've had cops, you know, hey, do you have was your pistol on you? I'm like, yes, it's right here. And they're just like, okay, keep your hands on the steering wheel and we're just going to talk. I'm like, cool. You know, and, you know, I carry guns when I go out of town, and sometimes I've had multiple guns in the car. And, you know, I don't just say, oh yeah, it's packed full. You know, I don't give them all the information, but, you know, I've never had an issue with any police officer, whether it be a Texas Highway Patrol or a local cop. And then, you know, what's funny is they'll say, hey, well, what kind of gun are you carrying? You know, what do you prefer? And then we just have had some conversations like that. They've been really cool. You know, I just think you need to respect a police officer, but when they come up to the door and, you know, I'm not giving you nothing and all that stuff and want to argue, I mean, what's the cop going to do? It's going to escalate and then turn into a mess that it doesn't need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call, because in that case, and I know Bald and Curious have been commenting, the guy didn't really do anything. He wasn't aggressive, but I know it was a young cop, and I think that cop just had an itchy trigger finger, had his finger on the trigger and pulled the trigger. And, you know, I mean, not all cops are bad, obviously, but there are some out there that, you know, aren't exactly the most desirable. And, you know, I have cops that are friends and family and all that other stuff. And, you know, they always tell me that they rarely ever get shooting time. Like, it's very difficult for them to get time at the range to train properly. So I know a lot of people think, or maybe some people think, that cops get all this training. I guarantee you I'm shooting more than they are. I guarantee you Big J's shooting more. I guarantee you KS is shooting more. And a lot of you are shooting more than most of the cops that are actually, you know, the people out there who have, you know, this life and death situation right in front of them. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough call, because it's going to be dependent on who, where, what, and why. Yeah. You know, if you're inside of a ghetto or a hood or whatever the hell you want to call it, guarantee you your nerves are going to be on a lot higher. Guarantee your adrenaline is going to be rushing a lot more. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there who talk a lot of shit. You know, when I was a fireman, I can tell you firsthand that there are certain situations where your adrenaline is running so damn high that you could run through a goddamn brick wall and not even feel it. And so that's why I never want to throw that net out there on all cops and saying that they're dumbasses, because you know what? Until you're in those types of situations, you really shouldn't say anything, because that goes for military people too. Military knows better than probably anybody else, you know, how they're going to react in those types of situations. So, it's hard to catch judgment. You know, I mean, obviously videos show a lot, but there's a lot of factors involved. And unfortunately, this guy lost his life because probably a cop who didn't have proper training.
Yeah, Wicked, you were saying don't tell the police shit. They aren't your friends. I generally speaking agree with you on a lot of philosophies. I would 100% disagree with you on that for a couple of reasons. I've known a lot of cops over the years. I've shot with a lot of cops over the years, and I've known them to be just great people like you and I, and family people and all that kind of thing. I mean, they're just humans like us, and if they have the right training, kind of like 17 and Big Jonson were saying, they have the right training and have the right demeanor to be a police officer. They're good people, and they're going to make hopefully good judgments as long as you play by not you, Wicked, but any of us play by the rules. If you're getting pulled over or whatever, I mean, in Kansas, you're not required to tell them you have a CCL. It's strongly encouraged that you do, and I think you should, but you do not have to. But I would always say, you're pulled over. Kind of like Big Jonson was saying, hey, I've got a CCL and I am carrying, and it's one of those times where your hands on the wheel, and hey, I'm not going to move a muscle until you tell me to. I'm totally compliant, and you're not under any threat whatsoever. I mean, just play by the rules, set it up to where you're giving them all the authority, and I have found, generally speaking, the police officers will be cool to you, and a lot of times they'll let you go, man. No ticket or anything. But like, hey, thanks for making my job a little less horrifying than it is a lot of times when I walk up to a car. Get out of here and have a good day. Slow down. I mean, that if you play by the rules and treat them like human beings, generally speaking, they'll turn it around for you.
Yeah, and the only time. Oh, there we go. The only time that would be an issue for me is if they wanted to search. If they're like, oh, we need to search your vehicle, that's when that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and then Paradox is saying, sucks that a person has to die before cops can get the right training. But it's in a lot of those professions. I mean, are you kidding me? The first SCBA pack I had on my back as a fireman was the biggest piece of shit that I've ever worn in my life. Every fire I was in, I get so much shit in that mask because it wouldn't get a good seal on the face. And what would happen is you get guys getting burned, you get guys getting smoke inhalation, and then all of a sudden, oh, maybe we should invest in better air packs. Well, no shit. So I mean, but that's how it happens. Remember, these are public positions, so their funding comes at the taxpayer expense. So if taxpayers are complaining that their tax is too high, those public positions get cut, and those cuts sometimes interfere with training, proper equipment, operating procedures, you name it. It's all kinds of different things that go on in that type of profession.
Yeah, and it goes right back to like Dallas. There for a long time, our Dallas police officers, I mean, they didn't have they were having to get up money to do the chest cams and all this other stuff. I mean, they cut those departments back sometimes so far back, that sometimes they just get inexperienced guys straight, or ladies also, just straight out of the academy, and they throw them into the world. And some of these people just came straight out of college. They really have no work experience, period. So, and I have a really good friend of mine that, I mean, we're still good friends, and he actually, believe it or not, was an accountant. He actually has an accounting degree for a company. The company went under, and he said, well, I'm going to go become a police officer. So he went to the academy, had his college degree, went in. And I tell you what, he used to be the normal clean cut guy, and all of a sudden he shaved his head into a flat top and he turned into Rambo. He was like a totally different person. I'm serious. I've known him for 15 years. He was a totally different person when he became a cop. He went and got tattoos, and, I mean, it was just, I was like, wow, Dave's not even the same guy. It's just totally Jekyll and Hyde.
I think it also depends on on the person and the personality. I mean, but like that, that was in the fire department, fire service also, man. You had guys that you knew, and as soon as they got the job, they became raging assholes, and then there were some guys who were fine. I think it's personalities. It's people who probably were picked on as kids, and now they're in this position of power, and they start to say, "Well, I'm Mr. Powerful," and then next thing you know, they're acting like total douchebag. But that's the way it is.
Yeah. I think it can, it can go either way. So, but What else we got? Any other questions that we've missed?
Oh, you know, I got my Steyr. I wish I would have had my Steyr today to shoot, but I'm getting that bad boy Cerakoted, at least the frame.
Oh, did you take it in and do it?
Yeah, I took it down and had him do it. They're going to be Cerakoting it. Hopefully get it back in a couple of weeks because he's going to be Cerakoting a ton of shit. So that should be pretty cool.
You decide on that color that we were talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, it'll look good.
I can't wait to see how it looks on my ghetto stippling job on that thing, man. It was terrible, but it needed something. It needed something on there. So whatever.
Yeah, and then Pops has a question, or he brought up he's got a match, and he's been shooting the TS, and he was going to try to do the orange, or he said, should he shoot the TS or the orange? I just say go full orange. Screw it.
I'd say go with your trick Glock.
Yeah. No, I don't think he'll do that.
Ray, are you asking about the Cerakote job, or I think that's what you're asking. Ray's asking, what's that run 1776? He's actually charging me $40 to do the frame. I mean, I actually did the full strip of the Steyr, which is just like ridiculously easy. It's you do the takedown lever and then you push in the little locking mechanism, and the whole thing comes out in one unit. Whole thing, so easy. Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like the 320 too. It's of course that's just crazy easy to do there. So let's see here. Go ahead.
Red and Black was saying, which one of y'all has the Strike B pre-ordered to review for us?
Me.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
That's been a topic of conversation, my friend, for sure.
That's my last gun for the year, man. Last one.
Famous last words.
No, that fucking thing, that's way out of my price range, man. It's way out of my class. Let's put it that way.
I ordered a toy today.
What color dildo?
Blow up doll?
Black, your favorite. But no, I have something coming.
Would you care to disclose this?
No, he's not going to tell us.
I'm not going to tell you.
You're a dumbass. I probably know what it is. I probably already know. Do I know what it is?
Might. Do
Is
you?
it about what?
I said, do you?
Get it out,
I think I do. I think it starts with a letter of the alphabet. Would that be accurate?
No.
No. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you're pretty close there.
And it's got 3 numbers after it?
No.
Shit.
Not that one.
No.
Yeah, see, and Wicked's saying, hell no, because that would run as what's in the box video. See?
No, that is true.
Wicked's on the right page. Some people like that, and some people hate the damn thing, but I don't give a rat's ass. It's what I do.
I think with the 32 people watching now, you're pretty safe.
Yeah. Well, hey, Wicked, he'll tell everybody, him. He'll go on Nuttin' Fancies and he'll tell Nuttin' Fancy all about what I got. So I don't think they're thick as thieves.
Oh yeah? Wow, I didn't know that.
Look at Mateo. He said he sold his SF. Wonder if he's getting rid of all his Canics.
No, he's saying the TP9DA is his last gun of the year, one of his last guns.
Yeah, I am canicless. I have no longer any canics. I'm still waiting for Bald and Curious to tell me when he gets his, which is actually mine, but that's okay.
I know. I'm surprised we haven't seen anything with that. Is he still waiting to get it?
He's still waiting. It's like a 3-year wait up here.
Man, I thought because that was forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap!
I think it's been like 2.5 weeks, maybe more. So
Ray wants to know if it's a Tiffany Cerakoted Kimber.
That's about his
Oh
name.
hell, there's Crusader Arms. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Crusader.
He's asking if anybody's played with the FN 509. Of course, yeah, I know.
I've got a review on it, brother.
Yeah, I've played with the trigger. I know you have it, KS.
Crusader, check out the video, brother. It's honestly, it's a good gun. It's a step. I think it's a step in the right direction from the FN, whatever FNS. But honestly, it still leaves a little bit to be desired. The trigger, I would grade it about a 6.5. It's a duty trigger. It is very much a duty trigger. It is not a like, you know, PPQ, Canik, VP9, some of those triggers. It's much more stout, and it's not very clean. However, the gun is built to run, and I know that it didn't do very well in military arms channels. You know, whatever gauntlet thing, and a lot of guns don't, but it's a good build. It is a good.
You know, and like I told you, you know, I've got the FNS 4-inch and the 5-inch, and you know, my triggers are really good and worn in, but I think that the 509 feels, the new trigger on it feels like my highly worn in FNS 9. So, you know, I can't see a huge reason to change. I really like the stippling and stuff on it. It's a little more aggressive than what I have on mine, but mine works great. So I'm not changing it. Plus, I don't want to have to buy new floor plates and all that other stuff in order to use my old mags that I have tons of.
I mean, I like the 509, but to me, the 509 just reminds me too much of the SIG 320. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger on that one.
Well, I love the SIG. I mean, that is a phenomenal gun. But I do like the FNS. You know, I guess between the FNS and the 509, I see no reason to change personally for me. But if I didn't have either, yeah, I would probably buy the 509. Hey, there's Craig.
What's up, Craig?
Walther refused to fix his PPQ 45 failure to feed and failure to eject. Keyholing. The customer service rep was a real asshole to me. No more Walthers. Whoa.
Jeez.
Damn. Yeah, I think 17. You need to make a call to your sponsors.
Yeah.
And get this shit handled for Craig.
You know what you do, Craig? If you want some advice on that,
make a video.
No, make a video if you can, and go to the Walther. Seriously, go to the Walther YouTube page and Walther's Twitter page, and put something on there, and you'll see how fast they answer you. Guarantee it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because man, I haven't had to deal with Walther, but I didn't think that they would be that way.
I've never had any issues, so I've never had to deal with them either. But you know, anytime you get his customer service like that, man, just call again and get somebody else on the phone. And a lot of times it could just be the person you're dealing with.
Yeah, or get a manager. That's what I'm saying. It's everybody. You know, some of those people just have bad days and they take it out on you.
Exactly. And everybody knows the escapade I had with Century Arms. I'm not going into that again. But
well, you got a free gun and ammo out of it.
I know.
Maybe he'll get a new Walther.
He could. Why not?
And a hat and a T-shirt too.
That's what I got. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, Pop says, asked to speak to Mr. Walther.
Yes. His name is Mr. Walther.
Walther.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this up here in just a bit.
All right. So, wrap it up.
Okay.
That sounds like a song. Wrap it up.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's about that time, guys. It's been a lot of fun as always. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and asking great questions and interacting with themselves. Yes, Wicked, even you. And we just have a lot of fun with you guys. We appreciate you, each and every one of you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yep. Abaddon, thank you very much. Yeah, and then next week it's going to be on my channel. And I appreciate y'all so much for listening to us and asking great questions. Yep, I've got something coming maybe this week, if not for sure next week. And appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, same thing, guys. I mean, thanks for, again, sticking by us for another week of boredom and non-exciting content. But we always appreciate you. And appreciate you watching and always giving us the questions so we can continue talking. Craig, just so you know, if you're choosing that between a 320 and P10 really quick, can't go wrong with either, man. They're both great guns. You just have to decide. But other than that, guys, have a great night, man. Thanks for showing up, and we'll see you here next week. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
All right, fellas. See ya.